Now then, welcome to another video. So I pre-ordered, never mind the Billhooks, the new deluxe version. I did have the original one that came through in the Wargames Illustrated last year. Was it last year or the year before? Whenever it was. I had that one, but I never got to play it. My main opponent, who's into Wars of the Roses like me, has moved away, so yeah, we never got around to playing it. But it does look really good, and I ordered this one. It turned up early, so it turned up on Saturday morning, a little bit early. But the book itself is just well worth it. So like 280 pages. No, sorry, 180 pages. It's all full colour, really nice. I won't do a review as such because I haven't played the game, but just production values itself. And I've read through the rules. It all seems pretty straightforward. The kind of game that I like, really. Nice and simple. It doesn't give me a headache. So, and I didn't fall asleep when I was reading it as well, which is always a bonus. A little bit there about how your formations are made and things. And everything in here is, I think the game's designed for 28mm figures, individually based 28mm figures as well. But that's not to say you can't use other scales and have them multi-based. All you need to do, instead of taking figures off as casualties, you just put a marker behind, similar to what you do with Hail Caesar and lots of other games. So don't let that put you off. If you've got stuff that's multi-based, you can still play this. No problem at all. Yeah, so into a bit there about points values and things. It's always useful for those that like to play points matched games. If you're playing a pickup game at a club or anything, it's always handy to have. Personally, myself, I like to try and refight historical battles. I've got the old, what was it called now? The Lance and Longbow Society books. They've got lots of scenarios in, so I'm going to try and adapt those, I think, and fight out a few battles. Preparing for battle. The only other thing you need are these cards. Now, there's been a little bit of a storm in a teacup about these cards because they're slightly different to the old cards. Now, I've got the old cards. It comes in basically 3 decks. So you have your play deck, your bonus deck, and your special events. But the information that's on these cards is exactly the same as the new ones. They're just cosmetically different. I think they're a slightly different size, and they look a little bit different. Now, if you're playing any of the other theatres of war that are covered in the book, you do need a separate deck of cards. So you're probably better off replacing these with the new ones so they fit in with the other ones, if you know what I mean. But if you're just playing Wars of the Roses, if you've got the old ones, they're fine. You just stick with those. As I said, all the information that's on them is exactly the same. I've been told. Mind you, that was on Facebook, so I don't know if that's true or not. I think it is. The only other thing you need are tokens. So you get these like order tokens, disarray tokens, things like that. I haven't got any of them. What I think I'll do is I'll download them and print them off, and somehow manage to get them onto MDF bases. Stick them to MDF bases or something like that. Because although the new ones that they've released, Wargames Illustrated have released, are really nice. They're MDF full colour, a little bit pricey for me, being a Yorkshireman. You know, I could be spending that money on more figures, couldn't I, at the end of the day? Yeah, you see some of the tokens in use here look like disarray token there, that white one, and the red one's an order token, and things like that. But the rules themselves are really well laid out, loads of examples, as you can see, summaries for all the different sections of the rules. So you got the movement, it explains it all here, and then there's a summary there. Again, the shooting, you got the shooting rules and a nice summary, so you can just have a look at it at a glance. And there is a fast play sheet as well, going into melee. I think the rules only actually go up to, I think it's about 30 odd pages. Morale, winning the battle, and that's about it. So about 38 pages, that's the rules. Page 39 is a summary of all the new core rules, what's different in this version to the last one. So if you've got the last one and you've been playing it, have a look at page 39 first, and you'll probably get your head around it pretty quick, I'd imagine. And then it's going on to the different theatres of war. So you've got Gallia. So this is 100 Years' War. This is something that we've been talking about at the club. I think we might do this in 28mm. Bit of 100 Years' War, that'd be pretty cool. Been looking at all the Perry stuff. A lot of it's plastic as well, so and it looks really nice. Some alternate rules there for the 100 Years' War. Some of the things that are slightly different. Points values again. And a bit of a scenario as well for the 100 Years' War, which is good. Oh, there's a couple of scenarios there, look. Yeah. Then you got Bohemia, the Hussite Wars. And there's a few others. There's like an Italian one, Hibernia one, so fighting in Ireland, Northumbria, so you got the border wars, border reivers almost, or the Anglo-Scottish border reivers, yeah. That'd be quite cool to do. I know that, what company is it now? Is it Flags of War have just released a load of figures suitable for that. That'd be pretty cool to do. There's a whole section there on painting, modelling and kit bashing. So full painting guides, some handy advice, things like that. How to make your own tokens and disorder markers and things. So instead of having those tokens as I spoke about, you can make things like this, which would be pretty cool. Look nice. Yeah, dead guys, all that sort of stuff. And then there's a big section in the back there. It's got all the cards, tokens, quick reference sheets. I suppose if I could be bothered, I could go through my cards and correspond them to these and make sure it is the same. But, you know, life's a bit too short for that, isn't it? I'll just play with them, however. And there's all the tokens that you'll need for the game. I'm not sure how many I'll need. I'm not quite sure how many to print out. I'll have to ask. And then there's some reference sheets there for the different armies and things. And these are all available online as well. You can just download them. And included with my copy of the book, there was this. So it's core rules action list. And the Albion quick reference sheet. So this is for the Wars of the Roses. So that's about it. Highly recommended. If you're interested in the Wars of the Roses and sort of that later medieval period, it's definitely worth a look. Even if you don't play it, it's such a nice book. Just have a read through, look at the eye candy and things. Yeah, it's really nice. And as usual, I'm attracted to the new shiny stuff, and it smells really nice as well. Yeah, enough of that. So I'm going to be doing it in 6mm. So let's have a quick look at how I'm going to try and adapt this to use my 6mm armies. Okay then, so this is my Yorkist army that I've kind of put together, just having a read through the rules and the army list. So this comes out about 300 points, which is a bit of a large game of Billhooks, I believe. I think an average game is about 120 points or something like that. If you want to have a big game, go small, like these. So these are all backers figures. I've had them for years. As you can see there, the basins a little bit different from unit to unit because I've been adding to it over the years. I can never remember what flock or static grass I've used, so it ends up being different, which is a little bit annoying, but oh well. But anyway, so for a standard unit, it's going to be like 3 bases. So that front rank there, let's just see if I can zoom in on that there. Okay then, so zooming in on one of the units, what we've got is the first rank there is Longbowman. Second rank is Billman. Now you could deploy those as either 2 separate units. So just pull these Longbowmen forward. So you can have a unit of Longbowmen and a separate unit of Billman, or you can have them joined together. So it's like a mixed company, one behind the other. And the way I'm going to record casualties, because obviously they're 6mm figures, and each of these bases has got about 24 figures on, roughly. Obviously I can't take individual models off, so I'm just going to use a small dice behind them to record casualties. And for Longbowmen, I might come up with some kind of chits or something. I've got loads of ammo chits for to the strongest that I use anyway, so I might use those to record ammunition if you need to. I'm not sure if you do. I'll have to have another read through. I was playing to the strongest on, in fact, yesterday. That's probably why I'm confusing myself. So the army itself is organised into 3 wards or 3 battles. And the way that I've decided that I might try to keep them separate, so you know which ward each unit belongs to. I've just got different coloured dice. So this ward's all got blue dice as casualty markers. The centre ward has got white dice, and the end ward there has got red dice. And these are just these little, I got these from Mini Bits. It's just like a little dice frame, put it on a little base, put some texture around it, and you can stick your little dice in there. I'm not sure if it'll be a bit fiddly with these, because they're really small dice. I might just put bigger dice behind them. But we'll try that and see how it goes. So, yeah, so that's the standard unit, being that there. And then for the skirmishing units, it's going to use 2 bases. So I've got my Irish Kern there. I've got some handgunners there. More Irish Kern, more Irish Kern. For the light cavalry, I've gone for 2 bases as well. And you can see some there at the back. And then for artillery, an artillery stand there, just 1 base. For the fully harnessed knights, I've gone for 3 bases. So those 2 at the back. And that unit along there, they are dismounted men at arms. So just the 1 unit of them that I've got in the army. Because what I have done is on all of my bases of billmen, I've mixed in men at arms, like surrounding the standards and things. Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, that's my Yorkist army. And I've got the same again for my Lancastrians. So be able to have a decent game of it. I'll let you know how I get on with it. But if anyone else is playing Billhooks in, I don't know, 15 or 6mm, 10mm, anything like that, be good to hear from you. Any experiences you've had with doing it, how you've converted it, how you record casualties and all that sort of stuff. You could even use a roster, I suppose. Just print out a roster and you can record the casualties on there to keep the clutter off the table. That'd probably work as well. But before I start rambling, thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.